Hello there. I said that I would make a video to explain how Matthew chapter 24, the sermon on the not the Sermon on the Mount, on the Mount of Olives, when he had his disciples and that private conversation about what would happen in the last days, and Mark 13, the same account. I'd said that I would make sense of it with regards to Daniel chapter 12 and Revelation chapter 13. In Daniel chapter 12, do you remember the 1,260 days? The angel called it the constant feature. Well, we explained what it was in Revelation chapter 11. It mentions the 1,260 days of witnessing, because the beast that comes up out of the abyss in verse 7 at the end of their witnessing conquers them, kills them. Well, this is how it fits into Mark and Matthew, because Mark he said there also in all the nations the good news has to be preached first. That's the 1,260 days. He spoke how difficult it would be, and how it would be put before governors and kings to give a witness. Well, do you remember? This is happening all over the world, don't forget, because it's the 10 kings who have received power for the 1 hour. So we really are going to go through this difficult time when we've got to give this witness to all the kings of the earth, the 10 kings, right at the end of time. Then, if you remember in Daniel, after the witnessing work had finished, there'd be another 30 days to raise up that image, the 1,290, and the image would be stood in its place. Well, the same account, it says in Matthew, I'm reading from Mark here, Jesus said that when you catch sight of the disgusting thing that causes desolation, as spoken of through Daniel the prophet, that's in Daniel chapter 12, as we've discussed, let the reader use discernment. So he says the same thing in Mark, and we're to recognise how difficult that time would be, a great tribulation, because the kings of the entire inhabited earth, along with the wild beast who is at the back of them, are going to destroy Babylon the Great, and as Christians we're told to flee. Do you remember? When you catch sight of her, flee, begin fleeing. We come out of Babylon the Great, as Revelation 18 verse 4 and the following verses direct us. Get out of her, my people, if you don't want to receive part of her plagues, because the disgusting thing that causes desolation is about to destroy her. Now, when it says desolation, how does it do that? If you remember Revelation 13, right at the end, it says we can't buy or sell unless we've agreed to worship the wild beast and its image, the disgusting thing that causes desolation. Now, as Christians, if we can't buy or sell, we're in a pretty desolate place. We won't have any food, we won't have anything. Very difficult time. That's why the beast causes desolation. Just to make sense of that, if you remember in one of my other videos, we talk about the nations crying peace and security. And in Revelation 11, they cry that peace and security because they've destroyed the witnesses, killed them off. They think that Christians are gone. But they're not, because the Lord's coming back. As this account shows, he says that he will cut short. If he didn't come and cut short the days, no flesh would be saved. So he comes in the clouds, as he describes later on. He comes in the clouds and all faithful Christians meet him in the air and go to heaven. I'm hoping this is making sense. As you read through Mark's account and Matthew's account, now you can see how it fits with the Daniel account, chapter 12, and the Revelation 13 account of the image that we as Christians can't receive the mark and thus become desolate, not being able to buy or sell. Now, so there's just to recap, 1,260 days of preaching, 30 days that it takes to raise the image up that is going to cause the desolation to Christians, which is the Great Tribulation, and that lasts till the resurrection, 45 days more, 1,335 days. So all the books of the Bible now are making sense with the secrets that are in Daniel chapter 12. Thank you very much. And if you feel that there's truth in this and that as Christians we need to know, spread it to every Christian that you can, so that we're ready, we understand what's going to happen, so we're not tricked into receiving the mark of the wild beast. We want to be blessed, just like Daniel the prophet was promised at the end of the 1,335 days when the tribulation was over. When it's over for us, we'll be blessed as well. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to tell people. Bye for now.